A one and a two and a chick-a-boom a chick.
So this one is either going to be a fun, interesting podcast or it's going to be lame and dumb. We shall see. Let me know. Feel free to text me after the end of this. 517-902-8450. 517-902-8450. Let me know what you think of this episode. What this episode is I currently, which is actually a fairly impressive number, have 39 emails in my inbox. Did some good catch up over the weekend, and actually for the first time in probably 6 years, got it down to pretty much a legitimate inbox zero. And I was sitting here thinking, you know what, I want to record another podcast, get another one kind of recorded for next week and try to get ahead of this. And I thought, why don't I just give my Remodelers on the Rise listeners a tour of what's in my inbox and kind of riff off of some of the things that I'm seeing. And the reason I grabbed this idea is I saw an email from one of my clients out in California, and it was this beautiful email that he sent to 5 of his employees, along with a BCC copy to me. And it's related to semi-annual reviews. And I just want to read to you the first paragraph. It says, "Hello, everybody. First of all, thank you for making the time to meet with me for our semi-annual employee reviews. It was great to hear from each of you and gather your thoughts and perspectives. Below is a short list of the common themes I noticed throughout the conversations we had. I'm going to be working on these items specifically, as well as following up with each of you individually. I will be sending each of you an email outlining the personal and professional goals that you shared with me. I will also be scheduling a 90-day follow-up chat to discuss the improvements and growth you and we as a company are working towards." So this remodeler of mine, this client of mine, took the time to meet with each of his key team members just to ask them how they think things are going, areas that they see room for improvement on, how he can be a better boss to them, and then also what he's seen in their work and how he sees that they can make some improvements, what's working, what's not working. And he took the time to just have a good, open, honest discussion. He took notes related to it. He asked them about their personal and professional goals for the next 90 days. And he's going to follow up with them and make sure that there's progress being made and that he's able to help them with making those improvements. I think it's just a really good best practice of you have to invest time and energy towards your employees. They are your most valuable asset. Without your team, it is very difficult to grow and sustain a healthy remodeling business. So there's the email that kind of inspired me to kind of just cruise through my inbox, and we will see kind of what's next. So as I kind of scroll down here, one of my clients sent me an email. Subject line is "thank you." And what this is one of my clients looking to hire an office manager. His story is one where he has been working so stinking hard to improve his business. He was able to get himself, I started working with him about 15 months ago. He was able to get himself out of the field work and really be working out of the field 100% of the time. And through his sheer will and tenacity and effort, he has been able to build a team and put a team around him and make clients happy with their remodeling work. But he's done it at the expense of just working really, really hard. And we've come to the conclusion that he desperately needs to find an office manager. And we went through and did some posting, and he's been doing some interviews. And one of his finalists, he actually had me do a second interview with, and I did that this morning, and we were sharing some notes related to that. So my takeaway for you on this is, one, who's your next hire? Who would be a good addition to your team to relieve some of the workload and stress from you, which is the real goal in this case, and also just your overall team. Think about it and make a plan for it. What do you need to do revenue-wise? What do you need to do step-by-step-wise in order to make that hire? Do you need to save some money and get some good cash flow built up so that you can expand and take the risk of hiring on somebody else? What needs to happen? So think about that. And then secondly, always make sure you have a second or third pair of eyes before you make a hire. Whether that means somebody else joins you during a first or second interview, whether you find kind of a trusted coach or somebody that's involved in your business that could also do an interview, make sure that you take the time to hire slowly, which oftentimes means having a couple interviews. So there's an idea from that email in my inbox. Let's see what's next. The next one in here that I think is pretty interesting, and by the way, I use Gmail. I don't know what you're using for your email, but Gmail I have found to just be rock solid. Has a lot of different bells and whistles that work really well. The calendar function is just top notch, and just some different little tools that I like. One is called Pause Inbox, where I can click Pause Inbox, and it basically doesn't put any new emails into my inbox, and it also doesn't allow me to check in on my phone. And when I do that and I just set that and forget about it, I'm still able to work in my inbox. I'm still able to send emails out, but that hour or so that I usually have as far as like a blitz of my inbox is so much more productive because there's no new emails coming in. And every time I do it, it reminds me how distracting new emails are. So that's just a little side thing. This next email that's sitting in my inbox is titled Your First Homepage Mockups. One of my clients is looking to remodel their website. And in this case, what's going on is they just have a website that is outdated. I would urge you, go to your website right now, pause this recording, go to your website right now, and just pretend that you are a prospective homeowner, prospective remodeling client. And what is jumping out at you? Is it easy to know what to click? Are you really differentiating yourself? Is there stuff on your website, whether it's photos or content, that's outdated, that you're really not proud of anymore, that you shouldn't have up there because something's changed? Make sure you're evaluating your website consistently. That was actually an exercise that we did with this client, and it was just apparent to us, man, it is time to remodel this website. And the company that we're having do this sent us a couple different mock-ups of the website, and then we were able to get some key team members, the owner of the business, his kind of sales manager, and also one of their salespeople and their office manager. And everybody's kind of chiming in on what they like / don't like / would like to see in these designs. So sometimes it's important to make sure that you're getting some buy-in from the team. I can tell that all of the team members have some energy and excitement towards being able to participate in the process. And we're also just making sure that it's not getting bogged down with too many opinions, but it's moving forward nicely. And there's some key people on the team that's able to contribute towards it. So that's an idea, one, related to just taking a look at your website. Is it time to update it? What are some photos to add, to delete? What's some content to update? And then making sure that there's some different projects like this that maybe you can get some of your team members involved with. These next two emails in my inbox are from my assistant, Bailey. And one is titled Podcast Questions, and the other one is another podcast-related subject line. But what it is Bailey sending me and kind of seeding, S-E-E-D, seeding me some questions that I could use to record some podcast episodes. And where some of these questions are coming from are questions that people are posting on the private Facebook group, Remodelers Community, which, by the way, if you're not part of the free private Facebook group, go to remodelerscommunity.com. It is excellent. There is a ton of people on there that are a lot of clients of mine, a lot of just friends in the industry that are just really professional remodelers who are helpful, just very helpful people. So Bailey captures some questions that she sees people posting, and I use it as kind of a springboard to help me create a podcast and questions to answer. So a couple things kind of related to this is, one, it's a nice little opportunity to plug Remodelers Community, but two, making sure that you're putting somebody on your team in charge of helping you market your business. My marketing has been so much more consistent and solid since I hired Bailey about 4 or 5 months ago. Before, there was so many things that I wanted to do that I just couldn't get to, just busy with work, busy with working with clients. And by hiring somebody to assist me with executing it, and hiring somebody that's really good, that's also key. It's one thing to hire somebody, but if they're not good, it might be time for a change. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. Frankly, Bailey is kind of the third person I've had in this position in some form or fashion over the years. So it's important to, hi Bailey, if you're listening to this, which you probably should be since you're splicing together this podcast. So remodelers, make sure that kind of the moral of this this series of emails that are in my inbox is to make sure that you have help to help with your marketing or help with your business. You can't do it all yourself. And by making that investment in your business and pouring some money back into your business through hiring, or whether it's, an outside marketing person or somebody on your team, can tremendously help you be consistent and better with your marketing. Marketing your remodeling business is a very high priority item. We all have a lot of leads flowing right now, but who knows what the future holds, right? There's going to be some type of slowdown. We need to make sure we're consistently marketing, getting our name out there. And sometimes that means investing in somebody to help you with that. All right. And this next email from Kyle's inbox is a email chain that was from one of my Remodelers Circle groups. I have 5 Remodelers Circle groups, 3 that are just here based in Michigan that we meet in person every couple months, and a couple, actually 6 that I have total, and 3 that are more virtual groups. And one of these groups, this is a longtime group that's been together here in Michigan, and we did a competition a few months ago. I was sitting down on this round table with 5 other owners, my apologies, and myself, and I'm going, all right, guys, how you doing with Google reviews? It's important, good for search engine optimization, important out there. More and more people, when they're looking for remodelers, value and take a look at reviews. How are you doing with them? And it's a topic that I bring up pretty consistently, and pretty much around the table was like, yeah, I know I need to be doing it, Kyle. Yeah, and I sent a note to email one of my clients. I didn't hear back. Nobody wants to do it. Basically, I was hearing all of that whining, it's called. That's what we call it in the coaching business. And I said, all right, lady and gentlemen, here's what we're going to do. I'm putting $50 in. Bill, you're putting $50 in. Bob, Sarah, Bill, Ben. I had to remember their names. Everybody's putting $50 in. That's $300. And each of you have an office manager, and we're going to put them in charge of getting Google reviews. So in this case, Dana, Riley, Holly, Ashley, Amy. I looked at their names on the email that time, so it was quicker. And we did a little review contest. I created a Loom, Loom video. That's a story for another day. But if you just go to loom.com, loom.com, you will love this tool where you can record your video, record your screen. It saves you a tremendous amount of time. And I sent it out to them. And I said, all right, you guys have until this date. Whoever gets the most Google reviews wins the $300. What was really interesting is 3 of the office managers put a little effort into it. They each got 1 or 2 reviews, but there was 2 office managers who were evidently incredibly competitive, and they were paying attention to what each other were doing, and they really killed it, frankly. One of them got 49 new reviews. Another one got 35 new reviews. And what were they doing? They were calling clients. Hey, you really like us? Would you do us a favor? I'm really focused this month on getting Google reviews. They would follow up a second time. They would sometimes follow up a third time. And yes, they were being persistent and riding that line of making sure they weren't obnoxious. But they were able to really secure them. So I sent out a note to congratulate the one who had won it. And one of my clients who was in the group said this, used the person who won it. Her name's Dana. You are worthy competition for our teams. Congratulations on your successful win. I will gladly spend the money to see you earn it like you did. Riley tried her very best to outwork you, but could not. Either way, we all win by having participated and having all you fine ladies build our online presence. Thank you for pushing yourself and all of us to be better. So that was the email that's in my inbox here that I pulled up. One, I thought it was very nice to write that and to recognize the office manager of this other company that's in his roundtable group. And I think it's also a reminder that we don't encourage or congratulate our team enough. There are team members out there that just did a fantastic job for you on that last project. Make sure you're taking the time to say, well done with project managing that. Well done with getting that trim work done. nicely done with fill in the blank. Make sure we're taking the time to do that. This email reminds me of that. So several nuggets in there, maybe a little reminder that you need to get Google reviews, get your butt out there and get them. A little reminder that sometimes some monetary incentive can push people along. And 3, make sure that you are taking the time to thank and congratulate and appreciate and encourage your employees. All right, then I'll try to rapid fire through a few more of these emails in my inbox. One is from a program called Call Rail. One of my clients is doing some Google AdWords and running a campaign, and they have a really nice call tracking. Should I start the recording again? I kind of hiccuped. It's unprofessional to continue to roll this tape, but we're going to continue to. And what they do is when they receive a phone call, it is a tracked and recorded number. It has been fantastic to help them listen to how people are answering the phone, listen to how their salespeople are answering the phone, and doing some training when their sales team is getting together. So if you're doing some advertising, whether it's Google AdWords or some type of online advertising, I would encourage you to use a program where you're able to record the call. It is amazing for training. Another one in here is related to truck and trailer graphics. And it's just one of my remodelers sharing what they're thinking of doing with a new truck that they have. Just a reminder to you, take stock and evaluate how your vehicles are lettered, how your trailers are lettered. They're moving billboards. And a lot of times they can be really helpful just with our branding, with people getting familiar with our business name, and just frankly, flat out lead generation. The same goes for job site signs. Sometimes those are overlooked. Are we getting job site signs up on every single project that we're on consistently? And are you going cheap and getting kind of a political sign where you got that cheap little frame? Or are you putting some effort into making sure that your job site sign is professional and really represents and is in alignment with how professional of a business you are? And the last one here, it actually is an email that I sent myself, or it's a reminder that popped up. I use this program called followupthen, THEN.com. So if I'm sending an email to a client in the BCC line, I might put 1 week at followupthen.com, or 4 days at followupthen.com, or 2 weeks at followupthen.com. And it allows me to send the email. I've got the reminder set and just kind of forget about it. And then however I said it, if I said 1 week at followupthen.com, I'll get an email in my inbox that says 1 week at followupthen.com. So I had a couple of those emails from Follow Up Then. And probably my biggest takeaway there is just to share with you that tool. So I've got one more little thing here that I will record in the next audio message. So like I said at the beginning, didn't know if that was going to turn out awesome or not awesome. I thought it was pretty cool. Allowed us to cover a lot of different topics and get reminders out to you on a variety of things to improve how you're managing your business, how you're marketing your business, et cetera, et cetera. So text me, really do that, 517-902-8450, and let me know what you thought of this. And I mentioned kind of in between one of them there, remodelerscommunity.com. That's a free private Facebook group. It's got, I think we're almost up to 600 remodelers that are just there, that are professional, that are really open to sharing really good ideas. There's so much good stuff being posted there and commented there and shared there. So take a look at that. I really appreciate you listening. Hope you found this episode interesting and helpful. Go out there and kick some butt today.